Hello folks, it's just a quick message for members of Speed Coding Academy. Thank you for standing by me during this build process. As you know, I've been working like a maniac on this desktop app, but I'm pleased to say that I do now have a version of it working and it's now available for download. I'm going to just show you the Mac version here, but there will be a Windows version and a Linux version. I just need to do the builds for those. But I'll show you how this thing works. I'll be giving you a link to a zip file, and it's going to give you something that looks a wee bit like this, okay? And then you just click on it, and that's you now going to be opening up the app. Okay, and here it comes, and it's taking a wee second because it's doing all sorts of setting up and whatnot. And this is the app, you know? And let me just demonstrate how this works. So I'm going to click create new app and we'll enter an app name. Let's call this one Fonzie. I don't know why. And it's asking me for a base URL. So we would go HTTP, something like localhost /Fonzie with a / at the end there. And then it's going to say, are we going to use a database? We can say yes and all of that stuff. But do you know what? There's actually a quicker way. So I'm going to reset this app. Alright, now look out folks, because here comes the ninja version for how to build apps really quickly. I'm going to go to update your settings, and in default base URL I'm going to say http ://localhost. Now I'm using XAMPP. It's always that for me. I don't bother with that virtual host stuff. I think it's unnecessarily complicated, and I'm happy to do this, right? So I always use localhost when I'm building, and I'm going to do a left curly bracket, and I'm going to say app, and then a right curly bracket. That's a placeholder, and it means that when the app gets generated, it's going to automatically configure the app so that the base URL has the folder name or the directory name, and it's all going to be fantastic, okay? Now for local framework container, well, that's referring to wherever you store your websites normally when you're building. So for me, I need to borrow this for a second just to reference this, but that's the path that I would normally have. Let me see if I can chuck it up here somewhere. So the container for me is always on my own computer. It's always applications, XAMPP and XAMPP files, htdocs. Okay, so that's always the path where all of my websites live. Maybe yours is different, but there you go. Now database defaults, I'm going to click on that, and my host is always localhost. My username is root when I'm offline, this is. Password's usually empty, and the database name is always the name of the app, right? So I'm just going to do that curly bracket thing, app, and another curly bracket, and that's us. Now in the future you'll be able to change the date formats. I've built gee, I'm so tired I can hardly speak. I've got the thing ready to do European date formats and all sorts, and I'm also in the future going to have different coding styles. So you're going to have the ability to have PSR coding styles, and I'm going to even add a Traversy coding style. I hope he's okay with that. And you're going to be able to choose a coding style and a front-end framework, but that's all coming up. In the meantime, I'm just going to close this, right? Now that has been remembered. Let me just prove it. If I open it, there's all of our settings. So now, if I create a new app and enter the app name, I'll call it Amazing. There we go. And I'm just going to say submit. And as fast as that, we can now just generate the app. That's building the database. It's doing all the configuration. It's even pulling the latest version of the framework from GitHub. Everything is now taken care of. No more command line stuff, okay? We can view the new app if it makes you feel good. Here it is, okay? And we can also go on and start adding things. Now, by the way, I've got a little thing up in the menu, what do you call it, system tray. So we can open that and we can start adding modules and stuff. So it would be modify existing app, and we would then choose the app. So in our case, it would be the one that I've just made was called Amazing. So it was that one called Amazing. I'm going to modify this app, right? And I'll create a new module. So let's do that. Create new module. And the module name, singular, is going to be book. Actually, let's do author first, right? So author. And it's communicating with the server and figuring out what next, you know. So we're going to have a navigation label. And we're going to have an icon, a navigation icon, that is. So it's asking me to choose an icon. Now if I do something like user, I can search and filter this, and this guy will do for my authors section. And for the authors, I'm just going to say first name, and I'm going to make first name a variable character on the form, searchable, on the summary table, and we'll just make it required. I'm just going to make it really, really simple, okay? My next property name is going to be last name. And by the way, you select an empty property name to continue, right? And again, I'll make last name on the form, searchable, and on the summary table. And again, I'll just make it required. We'll just do a really simple example here, right? And that's me. I'm happy with that. Now the URL column will be last name. That's just in case I want to do SEO later on. And our default order by is going to be last name ascending. Okay. Now I can view the module details and, you know, make sure I'm happy with them. And I can edit all of these fields if I want. It's no problem. But in this instance, I'm just going to generate the new module. So here we go. And it's now generated the module. I'm now going to make a second module up. So modify existing app. And I'm going to choose that same app again. And here we go. So I'm creating a new module. And I'm going to call this one book. And we are going to say manage books. Yep, I'll have a navigation icon. Why not? And I'll find an icon with a book here, so I'll just do search. And that one looks okay. So I'm going to say title. And again, I'll have a variable character. Now, all of the date fields and everything should be good as well. On the form, and searchable, and on the summary table. Validation rule is going to be required for this. Okay, so we leave it empty, and that takes us to the next field. So the next field is going to be author ID. You can see where I'm going with this, right? So I'm going to make that an integer, and I'm going to have it on the form, and searchable, and on the summary table. And that will do us. I'll make it required as well. Right, okay. So URL column is going to be title. That's just if you're only, you know, if you want to do SEO, it has a database column and it removes the dodgy characters and stuff. Default order by is going to be title ascending for this module. And we can view the details. Here they are here. And everything looks fantastic. You can change them as well. And that will all work. So I'm going to generate that. Alright, so we've now got two modules generated. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to create a modify existing app. Okay, I'm going to modify this app. And I'm going to create a module relation. Now soon you're going to be able to do image uploaders and lots of stuff. For the moment, I've only got one relation in, okay? But it's the one that I think we use the most. and that is a one-to-many relationship, but more is coming up. I'm going to choose a parent module of authors, a child module of books, and I'm going to have a child module foreign key of author ID. It kind of figures it out actually. And the child module identifier column, or pardon me, the parent module identifier is what column do we need to look at that will help us know what this record is. So I'm going to say last name, right? And I'm going to generate that module relation. Okay, and we can now go. I seem to have an error popped up there for a second. I'll look into that in a minute. Believe it or not, this is the first time I've ever even used this. So I'm going to add in a couple of authors, okay? So we'll have William Shakespeare. All right, there we go. And let's do maybe Charles Dickens. And there we go. And we are going to have Joe Bloggs. Okay, that's another author. Okay, so we've got the authors here, and we can leave comments and all of that. It's all dated and time-stamped, and it's secure as well. A lot of work's gone into this. If you look on the top left, you can see our icons are looking good here. And if I go to manage books and create a new record, and I say something like Great Expectations, well, if I choose author ID, you can now see that I can easily choose an author, and I've now linked up those two modules. So that's where we are with this. Now I have some notes here because I want to make sure I get this right. This is not a launch. This video is not a launch. In fact, I've just rushed through it and given you the most basic example possible. I even noticed a mistake. I'm expecting loads of mistakes, and there's loads and loads more features to come. And I actually have enough work here to keep me going till January next year, maybe even more than that. So this is not anywhere near finished. There's still loads to come. Now, I want to say a few words about what's coming up as we move ahead. I must confess, I'm a bit exhausted. I've been working on this since April of last year, and I need a break. So on Monday, I was going to take a wee holiday, if that's okay. It's my first one in ages, and you know, I'm interested to see if the sky is still blue. I haven't been out or anything, so I'm going to be taking a wee break on Monday, if that's okay. I'm going to be hitting the road for 10 days, heading to France. But I am going to take a laptop. I'm going to be delighted to answer questions and deal with your anything at all that you need help with in terms of understanding the training. Get in touch. I'm going to be checking every day, and I'm here. But I'm going to take a break from the coding for 10 days because I think I just need to recharge my brain, you know. So up until Sunday night, I'm going to be doing as many training videos as I possibly can. I don't think I'll do any today, but tomorrow I just want to blitz these last few remaining modules, and that's the plan. Now, when I get back from my holiday, which will, like I say, I leave on Monday, it's about 10 days. When I get back, I'm going to do more module relations because that's what allows us to build these enterprise apps, you know, the big, complicated, cool apps, right? The stuff that call centers use, right? So I'm going to do that, and I think I can probably do one a day. I mean, it's, you know, and I've only got 2 to go. So that should be cool. And then I'm going to do image uploaders. That's when I get back, okay? Then, when we've done that, and now we've got everything cool, then finally, I'm going to do that last module in Speed Coding Academy, which is called Warp Speed. And that's where we put everything together and we start building stuff. But you know, it's not really going to be the last project or the last module, because once the Warp Speed module is down, then we're just going to do loads and loads of projects. So I've got tons of ideas. I'm going to show you how to build an online shop, but I've done an online shop tutorial before, but this one's going to be even better, and it's going to be really, really fast. You'll love it. I'm going to also show you how to build either a stock market alert system or a crypto alert system. We'll maybe do some AI. I'm going to just show you as much as I possibly can, and you will be able, my guarantee stands, by the time you finish Speed Coding Academy, you will be able to build any app that any client could reasonably ask for. And I'm delighted to give you my personal phone number, and if you think I'm wrong, phone me and I'll say, hey, we covered it then. So we're going to be doing tons of projects. I cannot wait. And somewhere along the line, I'm going to rebuild my Nitro app, which hasn't really seen the light of day, but I'm a wee bit better at doing desktop apps now, and I think I can make that quite good. Nitro should not take any more than a few days. Finally, I'm expecting loads of errors, particularly missing icons and things like that. I've already noticed an error there. So this is like, we are so early, and let me just apologize in advance if you need to potentially download new versions and stuff like that. And in fact, that brings up a good point, because speaking of new versions, can I show you something really cool about this app? Let's imagine this is the coolest thing about the whole venture as far as I'm concerned. We have just built an app called Amazing, right? And here it is here. And okay, so I've got this license file here, okay? And the license file, there's actually a couple of them on this site. There's one inside the engine, because the engine is really where all of the action is, right? So what I'll do is I'm going to open up this license file, and you see how it says version 1.2.0. Let's just imagine I'm on version 1.88, okay, some older version here, right? And that's, we're talking about the website, right? The PHP website here, okay? So check this out. When we open up the desktop app, and don't forget, you have a cool wee menu here if you ever need to close it. I mean, if you want to build an app, it's right there. You can just open it up. And the vibe is, I'm going to modify the app here. And look at this. The desktop app has immediately detected that we've got an old version of the framework. Now, in the past, this was a complete nightmare. I mean, the amount of times I've been pulling my hair out because an email comes in the middle of the night that says, look, we've changed everything and you need to start again. We will not have that problem anymore, because now, like, I don't know if I explained, but when you get this desktop app and you create a new app, it's going out and grabbing the latest version of the framework from GitHub. It all happens automatically. No more Packagist or Composer or any of that stuff. And when a new version of the framework comes out, you click this and you've got three options. You can ignore and continue with the current version, and that's a perfectly fine thing. You can find out what's new, and it'll open a window and it'll show you what's new. Right now it's going to the Star Wars site because I'm just built the thing, but you're going to be able to do that. And of course, now here's the coolest thing, you can also, as we do this again and it gives us the alert, we can also update the app engine. This entire framework has been designed to be future proof. It's the only web development app I know that does this. So all of the clever stuff is inside a folder called engine, and I'm going to just update it. And so it's as quick as that. The engine was successfully uploaded. You remember I was telling you about flaws? All right, but it's as simple as that. And in fact, just to prove that that actually did work, if I go modify existing app here and I select modify this app, no more alert. And indeed, if we look at the license here, like so, where on earth are we? You'll see that it now says version 1.2.0. So what happened there is I was pretending we had an old version of the framework, and with one click of the button, it was able to update the framework engine. And because we are using pure PHP as much as possible, it means that your apps are going to be future-proof as much as is humanly possible. I've been doing PHP since 2004, and I can only really think of 1 or 2 times where I really had to change code because the language changed. So you are not going to be getting emails in the middle of the night saying your stuff is out of date. This framework is different, and when you have when new things come out, it's just the click of a button, and it's as easy as that, So that's where we are. Everything is a wee bit shambolic just now. For example, check out the Trongate website, which is somewhere. It's, this is the Trongate website. There's basically nothing here, but at least we've got the app going, right? I'm going to render this now for Windows and Linux. I may need to get some sleep, actually, if you'll forgive me, folks, but you can see that I've got the thing done. In any event, I'm going to render it all and I'll upload it to the folks at Speed Coding Academy. Thank you for standing by me. I frigging love you all. You stood by me. Let me tell you, I'll say this on YouTube. I would not be surprised if everybody was saying this thing took ages, this is an outrage. Not one person said that. Not one of you complained. Thank you. And you know something? Let's make it official. I'm not releasing Trongate this year to the general public. I want you guys at Speed Coding Academy to have a good shot of this. I want you to profit. I want you to enjoy web development. And let's just have some fun now, okay? Would that be all right? Okay, I'll talk to you soon.